They falling down with you.
I need you. I wanna wander forever like this world. My coffee.
You guys may or may not have known that this is actually a benefit concert. And this concert is put on to raise money for two phenomenal philanthropies. And one of Chi Sigma Alpha's philanthropies is actually our university's experimental education unit. So the EEU is an integrated early childhood program dedicated to improving the lives of children with developmental disabilities and other special needs. Children at all levels of abilities and disability in regular school classrooms make the EEU an increasingly important center for teacher training. A representative from the EEU was actually unable to make it out to our event tonight, but they are very proud of what the EEU does. And they actually have a big auction tomorrow night. So if you know anything about the EEU, go support them tomorrow night, show them some love. The ladies at Chi Sigma Alpha support the EEU through babysitting and raising money every year to support their programs. So if we can get a round of applause for the EEU.
Also, right now we'll be actually bringing up a representative from Make-A-Wish Foundation. She's gonna talk a little bit more about their organization and everything like that. Again, without them, a lot of wishes will not be able to carry out. So again, let's give a huge round of applause for Alex from Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex, like they mentioned. I am a Wish grantor at Make-A-Wish, and I'm also a Wish ambassador, which is pretty cool. I've been with Make-A-Wish for, I guess it started about 10 years ago. So I wanted to tell you sort of how I got involved with the organization, what I do now, and areas that you can help, minus this awesome night that's going on. So about 10 years ago, my very good friend was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I was 15 years old when it happened, and it was kind of a little bit of a life-shattering event because she was a very active girl. She played soccer for the high school, which was very cool at, as a 9th grader in junior high. And so it kind of changed everything, and even though, it wasn't me per se who had it, it was really sort of hard to watch her go through all these things. Losing your hair at 15 years old is kind of an unfortunate event for a teenage girl. But it was really cool because she actually was given the opportunity to go to Ireland, which was her Make-A-Wish request. So Make-A-Wish came to my house, actually. We threw a big Wish presentation party for her. And we had Irish dancers, and we had a catered, Irish pub come in. We had a full band, and it was this huge party for her. And that was sort of my first taste of Make-A-Wish and working with volunteers to put on this event for Darren. And then she actually ended up going to Ireland for about 10 days. They had the entire trip set up for her, and I got to see all the pictures when she got back, which was really, really neat. So after that happened, I kind of decided that it was sort of in my destiny in some way to be a part of this organization in some capacity. So here I am 10 years later, and I get to go around and talk to people, and more importantly, I get to hang out and work with kids and their families to get their wishes granted, which is really cool. So what I get to do is sort of go to, like what I'm doing now, I'm going to Shelton, Washington this weekend to work with a kid and sort of figure out whether he wants to go on a trip or maybe he wants to meet a celebrity. There's all kinds of different things that kids want, and I get to work with them and sort of help them figure it out along the way, and then throw a huge party for them, which is probably the best part, and then send them on their trip or help them, build their playhouse, that sort of thing. And then I get to do it all over again, which is really awesome and a lot of fun. So I get to do that. And it's sort of my way of remembering my friend Darren and sort of giving back to the organization and what she gave to me. And the cool part about Make-A-Wish is every 38 minutes a wish is granted, which I think is pretty miraculous. And I mean, just in Washington and Alaska, our chapter alone, we are granting over 300 wishes this year, which is a pretty awesome number. And we're trying to make that as big as as we possibly can. And I have to say, and it probably sounds super cheesy, but it really is inspiring being around these kids because the courage that they have is incredible. The strength that they have and the support that they have from their family and the community is pretty awesome. I'm sure most of you have probably heard of Bat Kid and maybe Electron Boy. I mean, the amount of support that they get, even from community members that don't necessarily even know them, is pretty outstanding. And I hope that it just continues to grow. And it's, you know, even though we're strangers maybe to these kids, every single bit helps. And I know that bringing sort of a little bit of light to an otherwise dark situation in their life is really helpful. I was recently working with a boy who had leukemia, and he is going to Hawaii, which is really cool. And his mom was saying how awesome it was because this is sort of getting his mind off of the treatment that he's going through, and you know, he's not able to go to school as much as he'd hoped and all those things, but going to Hawaii sort of is able to take a break from what's happening in his life right now and just have fun for a week, which every little kid deserves that. So I highly recommend you all go check out makeawish.org and, you know, see the different options in terms of volunteering. You can donate. I was donating $10 when I was like 17 years old because that's all I had, but I did it anyway. So there's lots of different ways that you can give back, and obviously being here tonight is one of those ways. And if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, email Julie. She is the volunteer manager at Make-A-Wish, and you know, check it out. And thank you so much for having me here and for everything that the sorority has done tonight. Thank you.